To deploy the National Guard to Chicago.
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing.
The president says crime's out of control there, and he'll solve it like he did in Washington with a crackdown, including troops and federal agents.
He is insulting the people of Chicago by calling our home a hellhole.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Democrat, says troops doing law enforcement would be illegal and aren't needed.
Murders are down by almost 50% in the last 4 years. Shootings are down 57%. Robberies down 34%.
A federal judge's ruling yesterday claimed the Trump National Guard deployment to Los Angeles was unlawful back in June, though the Trump administration will appeal that, claiming troops were only protecting federal agents and buildings during protests over illegal immigration raids. In another legal challenge, a federal appeals court ruled the president cannot invoke the 18th Century Alien Enemies Act to justify fast-track deportations like in March when he kicked alleged Venezuelan gang members out of the country.
The 2-1 ruling finds the administration has not proven an invasion or predatory incursion against the U.S. at the direction of the Venezuelan government. It bars deportations from the 3 states overseen by the court, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas, where suspected Tren de Aragua gang members are being held. It can be appealed to the full Fifth Circuit or directly to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Fox's Chris Foster. 11 Venezuelan gang members were killed in a U.S. military strike on a boat the president says was full of illegal drugs. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
The president is going to be on offense against drug cartels and drug trafficking into the United States.
The U.S. has recently deployed ships not far from Venezuela to combat drug trafficking. In China, a massive show of military force at a parade marking the end of World War II 80 years ago. China's president, joined by other world leaders, including Russia's Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Those two also held talks as Kim keeps helping Putin wage war in Ukraine. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Jeffrey Epstein controversy is back in the spotlight with Congress back in session.
The White House is working with us. I want to publicly thank the White House for turning over so many documents thus far.
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, a Republican. They released more than 30,000 pages, though most of them had already been made public. Some victims of Epstein's underage sex trafficking scheme met with lawmakers privately yesterday, and some will be at a news conference today with Republican Congressman Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna, who keep pushing a bill to compel the release of more files. Congress is also facing a budget deadline.
House Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries confirmed they spoke about a deal to fund the government. Jeffries was pressed by Fox News about red lines.
We're not going to support partisan funding legislation. Period. Full stop.
The deadline to avoid a shutdown is September 30th. Republicans are hoping to move forward with the appropriations process, passing 12 individual spending bills that would fund the government through the next fiscal year.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. There are some changes coming to chatbots amid concern about how artificial intelligence is affecting kids and their mental health.
Meta, along with OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, both say they will add the ability for parents to gain access to their teenagers' accounts. An OpenAI blog post said its changes will reroute concerning conversations for parents who are connected to see and permit them to shut off certain features. In Meta's changes, it's not letting chatbots talk with teens about any potential self-inflicted threats, such as suicide and eating disorders. Meta will also block kids from engaging in what it calls inappropriate romantic conversations. Last week, OpenAI was sued by a California boy's parents who claimed their son took his own life using instructions from ChatGPT. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are up before the opening bell. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, Governor Pritzker addressing reports of federal deployments to Chicago this week. While appearing on CBS Face the Nation, he called the possible deployment an invasion and an attack on the American people. A man accused of attacking Amtrak employees at the train station in Champaign. Police say it happened Monday night after the suspect boarded the train. He was arrested for battery before the train even left the station. Part of Interstate 74 will be closed from Piatt County to Champaign County. That'll start tomorrow for pavement patching. IDOT announced that the single-lane closures in both directions will go from Piatt County line to Duncan Road in Champaign County. Average gas prices in Illinois have increased by 0.6 cents per gallon over the past week, now averaging $3.49 according to Gas Buddy survey. Prices are 5 cents per gallon higher than a month ago, but remain nearly 13 cents per gallon lower than this time last year. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
And a good morning to you, friends. Wednesday, September 3, 2025, ESPN 93.5. Good morning. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Hello.
And our meteorologist is Greg Soya. I heard Brett Bielema, our football coach, say weather will be different in Durham, North Carolina. Did he mean hot or cold?
He meant hot.
Oh.
That's a 11:30 kickoff,
11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
11, so it's probably going to be somewhere already near 85 and later into the fourth quarter, probably closing in on about 91, 92 degrees out there. So, yeah, hot and humid.
Okay, well, because I don't know. We can't practice that way right now. We're not having that kind of stuff here.
No, definitely a fall field going forward.
We can get some sort of a bubble with a sauna field. We can't get us too late. You just got to remember what it was like when they were out there in the steamy conditions, I guess. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, during the training camp, if you will.
Yeah. They've had the experience has just been so pleasant lately. It's hard to simulate that. So the home field guys will have that feel as the game approaches a little bit. You know what, though? Football players really don't do much during the week from the standpoint of contact because you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So they can run around and get hot and all that stuff, but they're not going to really pound anybody during the week of game week. But anyway, we are 3.5-point favorites over a very good Duke team. And get this, Mr. Greg Solier, meteorologist, their quarterback at Durham, North Carolina, Duke University.
Yep.
Gets $330,000 a month to play football.
I just don't get that. Aren't you there primarily to get an education, or am I just being an old fogey here?
Yeah.
That's pretty old-fashioned.
We give you all the...
Thanks, Diane.
We give you the classes. We give you some lunch money. What do you want? I mean...
Three. Did you say 300 a month?
$333,000 a month.
Darian Menza.
He has an $8 million 2-year deal, but the guy at Michigan who's 19 gets $530,000 a month.
I better go get my Powerball numbers.
Well, that thing didn't catch again, right? 100 and something billion.
Really?
1.3 billion.
1.3 billion. Yeah.
Man.
So you're clearing at least 700 going home. So that's not bad.
That's the way to do it, Greg,
Yeah.
right there.
1.3. Yeah. And you always buy one ticket. It's a way better story.
Okay.
There you go.
But the odds are still the same.
I think if you take the complete lump sum, it's maybe just right around 300 mil. That's it.
It's more than
that.
No, is it?
Yeah,
no, it's 300 mil.
It's usually about 1.3 billion if you win it, and you can take that over 29 years. Or
if you take that, if you take that approach, it's more.
Yeah, it's a lot more, but who's going to be alive? Right?
But if you want to get it all in your wallet at the same time,
I think the number usually is about half. Maybe not quite half.
Okay.
But it's still, and then nobody complains, and somebody's making bank. I'd like to run the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to be the guy in charge and take the cash at the end of the day.
So we get the cut.
Yeah, you suckers. You'll buy this. Anyway,
I thought maybe you were saying you want to pick the balls, the winning numbers.
No, I want to actually.
I think that'd be a fun gig too.
I want to run the game. Okay? I want to run the game.
That's a multi-state game, by the way.
Well,
it's a lot of traveling around
25. For you. It's still, if you were, again, I say this every time, if you're contiguous United States and I'm on the moon, I have to throw a rock and it has to land in your yard from the moon. Those are the odds.
So you say there's a chance.
There's 1 in 290 million. That's your chance.
That's about it, yeah.
But the bowling team in Duluth probably wins it. That's what I'm guessing. That's my pick. The bowling team in Duluth Minnesota.
There you go.
Okay.
New bowling balls for everybody.
You betcha. You betcha. And then they'll argue over who really bought the ticket. Yeah!
there you go.
Here we go with the weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Reminding you, Bat Fest is coming our way on Saturday, September 6th. The Nita Purvis Nature Center, 1 to 4:30. And then a reset to see the bats in action at the Lake House after 5:30 Saturday. UrbanaParks.org.
All right, Mr. Weatherman. Nice around here, huh?
Yeah, temperatures in the 50s currently. We've got some rain, not here, but it is raining up near the Illinois-Wisconsin line and north and northwest from there. And we think some of that's going to hold together. We may come up with as little as a tenth of an inch to barely settle the dust. Maybe some spots get a quarter to half inch out of this thing. Again, it's just really a dust settling weather system that comes on through from a rainfall standpoint. But we will move into a definite early fall feel for the remainder of the weekend, a good part of next week as well. Then start a gradual moderation of temperatures for the following weekend, and still capable of and will get past the 80-degree mark around here on what promises to be a return to warmer and drier. A couple of shower episodes into the early to mid-fall season, but watch for the expanding dryness and drought-related issues going forward here in our neck of the woods and beyond. Great for harvest, not great for soil moisture, though. In the meantime, up to 81 today with increasing clouds and a couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots late morning, but more so they'll come through this afternoon. First part of tonight, don't see anything widespread, heavy or severe. Highs today about 81, down to 50 tonight as winds turn west-northwest. Partly cloudy, much cooler for the day. Tomorrow the high near 70, so much of the afternoon spent in the 60s with a northwest wind. Then a sprinkle into the afternoon on Friday, partly sunny, coolish at 71, 73 Saturday, mid-70s Sunday and Monday, mid to upper 70s next Tuesday and Wednesday. Dry weather through a good part of next week as well. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm your host, Greg Solier.
Yeah, off and running. Here we go. So Diane handed out these Powerball tickets.
Yes.
And you put your name in the corner, hoping that somebody would, at their discretion, give you a little if they want it.
That's right. I mean, I'm the one that provided the ticket.
Doesn't matter. Not legal. Not going to happen. So.
Well, and nobody hit anyway.
Well, I know, but if you're going to hand something out, you got to have something that they have to sign.
In writing.
In writing.
I get a piece of the pie here.
I get half. I mean, what do they care?
I mean, if it's $1 billion, I'll just take $1 million or something and be happy.
Well, you might as well get a little stretch, because $1 million means like 600,000, which is good, but let's just go ahead and say 35 million, just to give yourself some room.
Right.
Anyway, it's crazy the amount of excitement over a rock from the moon has to land on your grill. Your grill, not the neighbor's
right.
grill. It's unbelievable that somebody ever wins these.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. The odds are 1 in 290 million for the Powerball game at 1.3 billion now. I said, hey, when it gets to $1 billion, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you've got, is it $2?
Yes.
What the heck was that?
And then, so September 1st, there was a drawing. When is the next one?
Tonight, I think.
It's in 45 states, it says.
45 states. Wow.
Okay, so next drawing, Wednesday, September 3.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Here we go.
1.3 bill.
There you go.
Cash value at $589 million, it says underneath.
That is such a ripoff. I mean, it is. Pardon me for complaining about $579 million. Is that the take? But then you have taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's half of that. So $260 million on a $1.3 billion. Somebody's getting rich.
Right.
I mean, how am I supposed to exist on $269 million? It's ridiculous.
And so, I think the people that got it, and when my, son-in-law had the male shower, I guess, we have these expecting the baby in these parties. All over the place now. It's fun. I'm having a good time. But handed out some of those tickets, and you could check to see if there was a number or two to see if you got something.
I don't have any idea. Do you get money if you have 5 numbers? I don't know what the numbers. I don't have any. I don't play. I don't know.
Right. So there's 5 regular numbers, and then there's the Powerball number. So
if you get 5 without the Powerball, I think you get $1 million or 2, right?
Something
like that. It's chump change, but it's not bad. Anyway, there's a lot of excitement about that.
Yes, there is.
45 states. And again, not great odds, but again, somebody will be announced the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can stay anonymous these days, which probably helps with all the people that would try and connect with you.
That's right.
Yeah. Remember, I was set by you in 2nd grade? Yeah. Check your sports headlines.
I guess we bumped up to number 11 in the AP
How about that?
poll. It says the highest since number 7 in 2001. We've got Duke, 11 a.m. We were talking about that quarterback making so much money that led us into the Powerball discussion.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So
Because Tasoya figured he couldn't be quarterback, so he might as well buy a Powerball.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Ohio State beat Texas, so they're number 1 now. Penn State at number 2, Georgia or LSU, then Georgia, Miami at number 5, Oregon at 6, and Texas has dropped down to 7. Michigan 15 and Indiana 23.
Yep.
Indiana's in our sights after the Duke game.
Nope.
No, that's
Western
Michigan
sold out, and then at Indiana.
At Indiana,
yeah, let's
which
see.
is sold out.
You know, it's again. I said yesterday, this is Show Me Week. This is show and tell.
It sure is.
This tells us, as opposed to us playing Eastern Illinois this weekend, which we would probably win. This is showtime where we're playing an opponent with an $8 million quarterback. That's very, very good. We're favored by 3.5. I haven't checked the latest. Maybe it's bumped up or down. I don't know. But to go on the road and be favored is respect. So, I mean, I don't know. If we beat Duke, we're going to come back pretty fired up for a Western Michigan game in front of a sold-out crowd that's pretty excited.
Kelly in my hometown in Tolono asking how much Luke makes in NIL money.
I don't know. I would think it's $1 million, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think it's anything $4 to $8 million like that Duke guy is, but I'm sure Luke's doing fine.
Right.
And good for him. That's the game now.
That's
so,
right.
Hey, way to go.
St. Louis, Cubs, and White Sox all winning. Let's get more details about the Cardinals.
Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Last night, our UMB Champions Club broadcast, a key hit by Ivan Herrera in the 6th inning was called by Matt Pauley.
He's over 300 when runners in scoring position with 2 out. Hits this one hard to left center field. Soderstrom and Butler going back at the track, looking up at the wall. This one is gone. An Ivan Herrera home run, a 2-run shot, and just like that, the Cardinals turn a 1-run deficit into a 1-run lead. It's 2-1 Redbirds.
And the Cardinals made that stand up 2-1 for Miles Michaelis.
Nice call for Matt Cauley and nice at-bat for Ivan Herrera. A game that took only 1 hour and 55 minutes to play. That's the best we've seen Miles Michaelis in a long time against a very good Athletics lineup.
Matt Swanson in between Michaelis and the closer, Jojo Romero, did a good job. Jojo picked up his 6th save. And Matthew Liberatore will make the start tonight, game time 6:45.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Shoto Imanaga doing well in 6 innings. Cubs over Atlanta 4-3 yesterday. White Sox beating Minnesota 12-3.
Weather this morning brought to you by our friends at Carl.
Reminding you they work every day to improve the health of community members across the region. If you'd like to join the team and are caring and compassionate, room for growth, carl.org/careers.
If Governor Pritzker and Brandon Johnson don't think there's an emergency in Chicago, what do? Stand by.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. One more typical late summer day's worth of warmth. A bit of rain will come through parts of the area, too, on a cold front. And temperature reading expected to take on an early fall-like level for the day tomorrow and going forward into the Friday and weekend time frame, with largely a drier weather pattern shaping up as well once again. For the day today, increasing cloudiness, a shower thunderstorm in spots late morning, more so this afternoon, highs up to 81. Light south-southwesterly breeze will be on the increase through the midday. For tonight, a few showers before midnight, an evening thunderstorm chance, low down to about 50. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, much cooler, the high around 70 with a northwest wind. Fair tomorrow night and 51, partly sunny, cool with a few sprinkles later in the afternoon on Friday. Highs up to about 71. We'll be down into the 40s at night for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning. Daytime highs of 73 on Saturday, mid-70s Sunday and Monday, mid to upper 70s next Tuesday and Wednesday. First TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
For the first time in 3 years, Macy's sales at existing stores improved in the summer quarter. Now Macy's is raising expectations for the year. Macy's shares are up 6%. Shoppers are looking for discounts, and that helped Dollar Tree in recent months. Its profit top forecasts it's raising expectations for the year, even though it is less optimistic about the current quarter, so the stock's down 3.5%. NASDAQ futures are higher, getting a boost from Alphabet and Apple shares. A federal judge has ruled that Alphabet's Google doesn't need to sell its Chrome browser and can continue to pay Apple to be the default search on its devices. Google will need to share some search data. Both stocks are higher. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Trinity Home Medical in Central Illinois has you covered. For 22 years, they've been your trusted source for medical support. Now they're excited to offer continuous glucose monitors. No more finger sticks. Get real-time glucose readings to avoid dangerous spikes and crashes. Most insulin-dependent diabetics qualify through insurance, and they handle everything: insurance processing, delivery, education, and support. Call Trinity Home Medical today at 877-663-0202 or visit trinityhme.com. Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
I think it was Tom Deedon, who was a former baseball coach at Illinois in the early 80s, was the last wedding I did, I think. Okay. And I was carrying records. Diane's got a wedding coming up, and it's...
Yes, I just found out during the Illini game on Friday.
That you're going to fill in. And
the mother of the bride was like, oh my gosh, we have a situation. And I heard you DJ. And
I'm
like, well, semi-retired, but let me see what I can do. I said, is it kind of a throwback, old school? Because that's more my zone. And she's like, no, this is first of 4 daughters, and I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I'm like, I just need to know what the music is going to be like if I'm going to DJ, and especially if it's all this top 40 stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've had to queue up the top 40 songs.
Maybe I should do it. Okay, all right. I got some Peter, Paul, and Mary. Oh, yeah. Have you heard the whole album? We could do the whole. And then I got some Paul Simon. Oh yeah, Sounds of Silence. You know that one?
That's right. Okay.
They'd be saying, "Mom, help me."
She's bride crying in the
what
corner.
Can anybody name a top 40 hit besides Taylor Swift?
And see, I said Chappell Roan first out of the gate.
Does Adele still sing?
No, not much.
What about Celine Dion? Am I current?
No.
You're laughing. Celine Dion got sick. Isn't she ill or something? I don't have any idea. Can anybody text in a top 40 song.
So then I'm
not Taylor Swift. Everybody knows Taylor Swift has something up there.
Excited that I finally got something from the bride, and now my access is denied of the Google Doc that she sent.
Oh.
So I'll have to go through some red tape to at least see, because I sent an attachment with a worksheet about your vision on the reception. Are we gonna toss the bouquet? Are we gonna have toasts? Are we gonna have a blessing? Am I gonna announce the wedding party? What are their names? All the things that I've been doing for the
How many
last
people are coming? Do we know?
36 years. I don't don't know, and that's on my worksheet
well,
too.
You're a fill-in, so I mean, you're not supposed to know. You have no prep. Hey, how many want to hear some Elton John? Yeah.
Okay, I'll cue that up next.
Let's get that going. Philadelphia Freedom's a good one. Number one in 1975. That's only 50 years ago.
Well, it's not going to be like that, Stevie.
I don't know.
I will make it work. I know that when I'm playing songs, I usually want this whole song to play, but in this new generation...
They like bits, don't they? Snippets?
40 seconds
what
or so.
Are we doing?
They're like TikTok video people.
This would mean the DJ has to work.
I know.
I can't play...
Do you know how many songs I have to play if I'm only playing 40 seconds instead of 4 minutes?
I'd play Deacon Blues, Steely Dan, 8 minutes.
Maybe
8 minutes.
American Pie.
American
like 7
Pie.
and a half song. Roundabout
yeah.
from Yes, that's a good 7 minutes.
There you go. Anyway, it's a whole new era. If you're out of the loop on weddings, yeah, good luck.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm sure it'll be fine.
You'll be great. What is it about the word begging? That's what Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, is getting into that. Thank you for begging me. I really appreciate you begging me to answer your question. Ugh. And then Governor Pritzker got into the begging thing yesterday. So apparently Donald Trump believes he has the constitutional right to go to Chicago with military and National Guard, Reserve, all of that. I don't know. Can you help a city when they tell their police to stand down? I don't know. I mean, but here's what I determined yesterday. That the reason there's a divide here is A, it's Trump, and they can't have him come do anything good in the Chicago. B, they don't consider 54 shootings in a weekend urgent. The word here is urgent. There's no emergency here.
We got some input from Rick at 359-2255. Steve and Diane, I was born and raised in Chicago. It became an absolute disaster. We no longer go up to attend any sporting events or go to dinner in downtown Chicago because of the mess. For our governor to say the National Guard is an attack on citizens is irresponsible. Who's attacking the citizens of Chicago?
Well, it's out of hand. I've talked to Chicago police. Off to the side a little bit. They said it's gone. You'll never get it back. And I've suggested over the years, the only thing that'll do it is a military kind of a police state where you could somehow be there. Now, people think this is going to be performative, meaning you go to Navy Pier, you stand outside John Hancock and look good. I don't think so based on what they've done in Washington. Before what they've done in Washington, which apparently has been very successful, carjacking's down 87%.
Wow.
So I think Brandon Johnson sued Kia or somebody for making it so easy to carjack. Is that even...
What?
See if Brandon Johnson sued Kia because their cars are too easy to carjack.
Well, I know because in my circle, a Kia was stolen up in Milwaukee.
Yeah, but do you sue the car company because it makes it too easy for the thugs to take your vehicle?
They're called the Kia Boys, and they'll thump your back window and break the window out.
Well, then just see if they've sued him because I can't be true. Anyway, 217-359-2255. We'll get into all of this coming up. I've got clips from Donald Trump is begging me to call him. I appreciate that he's begging me. Why don't you call him, Governor? You know what? What really can happen is if nobody ever talks. That's worse than bad policy. Talk. What would be so harmful to you to say, I tried to work with him? He's out of his mind. I mean, but at least talk to him.
Okay, August 24th, City of Chicago files suit against automakers Kia and Hyundai.
Unbelievable.
A critical defect in the company's vehicles has led to theft crisis.
Because you made it too easy. All this coming up. We got sound. Stand by.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Fighting Illini football is back as they take on Western Michigan in Memorial Stadium, Saturday, September 13th. It's Family Day and Youth Sports Day. Bring out your family and friends to enjoy some food, tailgating, and Illinois football. Limited tickets remain. For more information and special deals, visit fightingillini.com/promotions.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Another head of state visits the White House.
Later on this morning, President Trump will host the newly sworn-in Polish president to talk about Polish security concerns. They are, of course, positioned on NATO's eastern flank as the war rages on in Ukraine.
Fox's Jackie Harnaker at the White House. A huge military parade today in China. The invitation-only event brings together China's leader Xi Jinping, the Russian President Putin, and North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. President Trump of Truth Social writes, "Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Are you conspiring against the United States of America?" Lorena strengthens to a Category 1 hurricane moving toward Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. That from the National Hurricane Center. Max winds 75 miles an hour right now. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Part of Interstate 74 closed from Piatt County to Champaign County beginning tomorrow for pavement patching. IDOT announced the single-lane closures in both directions will go from Piatt County line to Duncan Road in Champaign County. The lane closures on I-74 expected to last for up to 2 weeks. Group of University of Illinois students documenting bird deaths on campus and working to figure out how the number of birds that die after colliding with windows in buildings. The Bird Strike Survey connected to the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Sciences, part of the College of Agriculture, Consumer, and Environmental Sciences. Average gas prices in Illinois have increased by 0.6 cents per gallon over the past week, now averaging $3.49 a gallon. According to Gas Buddy, prices are nearly 5.4 cents per gallon higher than a month ago, but they remain over 12 cents per gallon. That is lower than this time last year. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, get your weather here coming up. Brother Johnny's jumped on. We'll get him. It wasn't. It was Marilyn Munster, wasn't it?
Oh, the normal one.
The normal. They have one normal in the Munster family.
And they all felt sorry for her.
Yeah, because she was so
I
odd.
remember.
That's so good. We got into some side stuff. All right, we'll get into the Pritzker Trump thing next. Our weather brought to you by Kramer's Siding and Window.
Make sure your rainwater stays in your gutters and out of your basement. Get Gutter Helmet and you'll never clean your gutters again. A free estimate at kramersiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana vicinity. One more typical late summer day's worth of warmth. A few showers will be appreciated, hopefully settling the dust in some spots later this afternoon and through early on tonight. Then markedly cooler air shapes up across the area tomorrow and through Friday and early on into the weekend. A slow moderation of temperatures beginning mid next week. Up to 81 today, though temperatures may slide a bit later in the afternoon with increasing cloudiness. A few showers, nice and thunderstorm around this afternoon and through this evening. Overnight lows a bit cooler, down near 50. West-northwest wind will stay on the light side tomorrow, partly cloudy, cooler, and a high around 70. Fair and 51 tomorrow night, partly sunny, maybe a couple sprinkles in the afternoon on Friday. High temperature around 71. 73 on Saturday, 74 Sunday, 75 Monday. Nights down into the 40s. Will moderate through the middle and upper 70s next Tuesday, Wednesday. Up near 80 next Thursday and Friday. Largely dry weather ahead for much of next week as well. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Waiting to see if Ed calls in today. The Assistant Deputy Attorney General for the United States, our friend Ed Martin, definitely the highest ranker we've had on regularly ever. He's hanging out with the president quite a bit. He's head of pardons. Anybody get pardoned in this country probably goes through Ed Martin.
That's exactly right from the president.
Yeah,
you can get governor's pardon, and the president can't pardon anybody. It's got to be a federal offense. But no, it'll go through Ed's office.
Unbelievable. Okay, so we begin with the. I said before we got down here, Johnny, that I think there's a divide because Chicago politicians don't consider 55 shootings over Labor Day weekend, 55, 56, 54, 7 dead. They don't consider that urgent. It's just not. Here's one of the ward members on the City Council of Chicago.
I think that what we need to do is we also had a mass shooting in a Catholic school. We also have had many instances where the administration has really escalated, exacerbated the violence in our country, in our cities. Trump is a dictator. I think we got to be very clear. He's trying to normalize violence. He's trying to normalize military deployment in American cities like LA, DC, Chicago, and many others to come. But what we have not seen is really a systemic investment that will actually address the core issues. I had shootings in my ward. One of them was a tragic shooting of an unhoused neighbor. So the Trump administration is saying that they're going to address the issue of unhoused residents by putting them in jails, in concentration camps.
Yeah, concentration camps. We've all heard that that's a fact. Okay.
Well, I don't know what she's talking about. That was a he. Yeah. He was saying he's trying to normalize violence. I think that's exactly what Chicago's trying to do.
I know. No, what about any of this makes sense that they're going to say there's nothing going on here? Well, ask the people on the street on those areas if they want.
Facts don't matter. I got a quote from Thomas Sowell. You know Thomas.
Love Thomas Sowell.
Great guy. 95, still going strong.
Goodness.
And he says that facts are real with these progressives and that person right there. I couldn't have worded it like this. Insulation from evidence virtually guarantees a never-ending supply of policies and procedures fatally independent of reality.
Wow.
Now,
when you read
true.
that one more time, that is amazing prose, great writing.
And I believe I wrote it from a book I was reading that Ron DeSantis wrote, who quoted this.
Really?
But it says, insulation from evidence virtually guarantees a never-ending supply of policies and practices fatally independent of reality.
Wow.
They have a vision.
Yeah.
And there's another part to that, too. Their political outlook is a special state of grace for those who believe, where those who dissent from the vision are not just wrong, but sinful. So that explains why they're against everything you do. It's not what you're saying or how it works out. It's who you are. You're the enemy. And we're the bad guys in their world. And we're trying to get along, but you can't get through that. And you hear it right here. It doesn't matter. If they have to normalize violence, then that's what they have to do to win. Because they think, you've heard that term for the last 10 years, existential threat.
Yeah.
When I first heard that, I was like, wait, what? Existential? Because it's existing. We exist.
Yeah.
It's a threat to our lives. So we're all going to die if they don't stop us.
Yeah.
Therefore, anything is justified, but nothing that we do is good. It's an ideology they can't break out of.
All right, 217-359-2255. That's the Fisher National Bank text line.
And we're hearing from Brian saying D.C. is a federal land. He has every right to go in, but other cities are a slippery slope.
Okay, so here is Joe Scarborough, MSNBC morning host.
Well, my concern is you have leaders in Chicago that see this. As you say, we've been reading about this for years now, every weekend, and maybe crime has gone down. But, we had the mayor of Chicago on last week saying, we don't need any more police officers. Police officers aren't the answer. No police officers. I think he said no 5 times. You look what's happening this weekend. You look so, I actually think that J.B. Pritzker should do something radical. I think he should pick up the phone, call the president, and say, and I know, you don't have the constitutional authority to deploy the National Guard here and to police my. You can do that in D.C., you can't do that in Chicago. But let's partner up
Well, that would be a good idea, except J.B. Pritzker throws the begging word in here again. Listen to this.
First, I want to address the president's unhinged remarks a few minutes ago, begging me to call him.
If the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it. Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country.
No, I will not call the president asking him to send troops to Chicago. I've made that clear already. I'm aware that the President of the United States likes to go on television and beg me to call and ask him for troops. I find this extraordinarily strange, as Chicago does not want troops on our streets. I also have experience asking the President for assistance, just to have the rug pulled out from underneath me when execution meets reality. I refuse to play a reality game show with Donald Trump again. In the coming days, we expect to see what has played out in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. to happen here in Chicago. First, Donald Trump is positioning armed federal agents and staging military vehicles on federal property. We are ready to fight troop deployments in court. And we will do everything possible to ensure that agents operating inside the confines of this state do so in a legal and ethical manner. To Chicagoans, what you can do is look out for your communities and your neighbors. Know your rights. Film things that you see happening in your neighborhoods and your streets and share them with the news media. Authoritarians thrive on your silence. Be loud for America.
What's that mean? Be loud for. So a burning building would arguably help Governor Pritzker. It was fine till he came. Can you help a city like this if they don't want it?
It's hard. I mean, they're fighting help, and so some background: 54 people were shot in Chicago over Labor Day weekend.
3 days,
and 8 people were killed. So that's okay. Well, by the numbers, you could say, well, that's not a bad weekend for us. But from the outside, it's like, well, don't you want to shut that down a little bit? Can you accept some help if you can't manage it? We don't need it. 54 is fine. That's basically what he's saying. And actually, he could actually be instigating more violence by that kind of a reaction to some help. And yes, and Trump, of course, is the MAGA kind of attitude of we're going to change these crazy things, whether you like it or not. A lot of people don't like that. But most people would say, well, why don't you just talk to him? Okay, don't beg him. Have one of your guys just say, yeah, call Pritzker, he'll talk. Do something to make a partnership to help shut down crime. The truth is, we're the bad guys. I'm going to throw myself in with Trump. We're bad. So we can't help him do anything good. Or it will deceive the public into thinking we're the good guys, which would be the existential threat to democracy. You see where they're coming from.
Right. So
they can't break out of that.
They can't have Trump help them and be successful.
It's got 54 people to shame. They don't want that to happen, but it's for the cause. It's for the greater good.
If you had 26 undercover FBI agents at January 6th, I triggered somebody. Then why wouldn't you trigger somebody in Chicago to go do some violence on my behalf?
Well, he is triggering.
Well, he said, be loud. Well, I mean, is that mean we need a fire or two to really show what Trump is doing to my city? I don't know if I would go do this. Would you do this, Johnny? I don't think I would if you're not. If
he also said we're going to fight the federal officers in court. He ended with in court. But some people didn't hear the in court. They heard that's just the way people. Yeah, we're going to fight them, and it's just that kind of thing.
But you can't go in and take over for the tens of thousands of police officers that stand down.
I don't know how many will actually.
They're not supposed to help.
They're not supposed to help, but a lot of those officers would appreciate some help.
But if you're not sending them out, because I think the mayor has the power to have the police stand down. Right?
I don't think you're going to see. Well, it depends on the reaction with that mayor. You saw the mayor of Washington, D.C. was much better.
Well, she said we've improved, and people couldn't believe Muriel Bowser, the mayor of Washington, D.C., said that.
Unless there's actual physical conflict between our law enforcement and our National Guard, then I think just having them around sends a message that is, well, for a while they're not going to let us do this, so just lay low. There won't be as much crime unless in LA they kind of just tried to keep it going with their protesters. They
too much presence.
And they paid a lot
and,
of the protesters over there.
Right.
So we'll see. It's not a good situation.
It's not, but again, why force feed somebody to stop the death? I don't understand how you fight against stopping death. And predominantly, why isn't there rage when Brandon Johnson will only hire black Americans because they're more caring? Why would you not be outraged by mostly black people dying every weekend in your town? It says, well, we need investment to really improve the situation. What the heck? Your house is on fire. Get a hose. This is important. You're changing generations and generations if you stop people from getting shot every day.
Well, I would probably not force the issue if I was Trump, because it's Chicago. So I would talk to other cities and help them and show what happened in Washington, half the crime in three weeks, and half the crime's gone. And really not try to run the city. And if Chicagoans can't do anything about it, it's a tragedy. I just don't know how that'll work. I'm sure they'll find a judge that'll say you can't send them in here. So then you have to go through all of that. So I guess it does make the Democrats look even worse. But you're going to have some debate over whether we should be sending troops into Chicago without the permission of the authorities in charge. But you could also say they're not doing their job, which they're not.
They're not, but I don't know how you win the PR when 19 out of 20 networks will show fires going in Chicago because Trump came in.
Because they've been doing it for 10 years, and it just backfires now. They're just going to keep pushing and see what happens in the midterms, and they just won't stop. They can't, Steve.
Well, they've already written the script. Well, our city was fine until the president invaded us.
Do you understand we're an existential threat? The fact that it looks really bleak and they seem to be making it worse, it doesn't matter. They have to hold the line and go for their vision.
Yeah. All right, that's Brother Johnny. I'm Stevie J. This is ESPN 93.5. Diane Ducey, we have text that you can send us if you'd like. Any comment on this? I personally would not force feed the state of Illinois to lower their horrific crime numbers, and they say they're lower. From what to what? You can't accept this many deaths. You can't accept this many killings and all the things that go on in Chicago, the nefarious things that police have lost handle of. They have not been allowed to perform as well. I mean, they're not given the chance to be cops up there. I don't know why you'd be a Chicago police officer.
Well, in the category of the law enforcement, there is that principle that they believe in, which is we don't need law enforcement. We need to be nicer to these people. We're oppressing them. That's why they're acting out. Quit making it worse by punishing them. That's kind of the philosophy, and it doesn't work. So we keep getting more crime, and they don't want to. They think it's going to exacerbate the problem. These are the same people, remember, that said there's no way for us to do anything about the border. It's just there's nothing that can be done, unless you have Trump, who's shut it down in a month. But but that's where they're coming from, and that's why we're frustrated, because we don't get how they come to terms with their own conclusion.
I also just don't understand how you accept that. But it's been accepted for a long time, and they've had worse years for sure. But it's just so many gangs, and it's mostly gang warfare.
A never-ending supply of policies and practices, fatally independent of reality, and they won't stop.
The president also is renaming the Department of Defense to Department of War.
Interesting.
Yeah. Changing the verbiage on that.
Okay.
Pete Hegseth says we have to have war fighters, people ready to go. We have China and Russia and now India meeting together in a big picture, saying we're against the stuff. And Chuck Schumer, of all people, comes out and reads something that says, never has it been worse with our relations with the world.
I will say this. I really think Trump is one of the greatest presidents. However, we have been talking about possible mental instability with our fellow Americans on the progressive left. They have issues, and I wish he quit just poking them like that. That's just going to put them off the rails. Department of War. We knew it. He's a dictator.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's right.
Yeah,
and he's doing
John.
that. He, just like those Trump 2028 hats.
No, I know.
Yeah.
He handed one to...
I was right about everything.
Yeah, well, in 20, he handed one to, I don't know what country's president. He handed this, and you could hear it under his... He said it softly. He said, "Here, this really drives him crazy."
Yeah, I know.
But no, listen, he's who he is, and again, what he's trying to do is unbelievable, and the majority of Chicagoans in those areas would be all for this. And here's performative, meaning you're doing it for show. Governor Pritzker shows a video of him on the lakefront at 6 a.m. with his entourage and bodyguards, and look how nice this is. It's 6 a.m. on the lakefront in the best area of Chicago.
Well, he needs to get a little more shape. He needs to work it. Steve, CrossFit. Do you think he can do some? Because no, seriously, he's probably got to. I think he's gone on a diet, and he's.
I don't know,
but I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have been out there in my exercise clothes.
Well, 6 a.m. It looked pretty peaceful and looked all. There was no problem here.
No,
people know.
Maybe
better.
that was it. He was trying to show there's nothing.
Was just
Look,
trying
the
to
vast
show.
majority of the city is fine, and if you talk to people up there,
there's an awful lot of red up there, though, Johnny. You look at the Inglewood's a big area.
There's Austin is one of the neighborhoods that's really taking a hit. It's gang warfare.
Yeah.
And there is also encroachments into some of the nice neighborhoods, and you can do so much better with just a different approach.
Yeah.
And the approach is we have to coddle the criminals.
No, you're
and
right.
The victims have to suck it up, and that really is not a good idea.
Well,
and it doesn't work.
I've told this story before, but a friend of mine was driving to Chicago, and somebody fender-bendered him from behind. Of course, ran off, but he got the plate. The police ran the plate and said it was from Inglewood, which is a really bad area, probably the most shootings there. He said, "Call your insurance, forget about it." So he went on, parked his car at the event, came out, all his windows were broken, everything in the car gone, and drove home with broken windows. So that's Chicago now, and to have this, and then some guy said, "I run a bar across the street are $1 million condos, and people are being robbed in here while I'm here." That's what this is out of hand. But if there's no consequences, for bad behavior,
well, it's actually almost an encouragement. You don't keep the people in jail. There's cashless bail. You're not going to get in trouble. What was the guy screaming? I don't know. It was Chicago, but he was saying it doesn't matter. He's got handcuffs on. I'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
It happens every time. They're not going to keep me anywhere.
Not going to happen.
And he probably was okay if he had some mentoring and not being told it's okay to act out if you're not like feeling good today. Go steal some. That's basically the message.
It's
that makes them the victims as well as us. It's just a death spiral.
But for Brandon Johnson to suggest we need investment to work on the crime rate, and there's no urgency to this.
But they don't know how to work on the crime rate. They've demonstrated that their approach isn't working. And they cut the investment we had in law enforcement, and its crime's gone up. So
all right, I've got in this segment, I got some Brad Underwood. You can hear if you're around next hour. He was at the football game talking about the 05 team. That was a really good team. They all came back, and Bruce Weber and everybody was there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but before that...
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. For a cheerful toast and fill it, happy anniversary.
What was this from? Anybody?
Flintstones.
Happy anniversary. Oh,
from where? The
Flintstones. Listen, you'll hear Wilma.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, Fred.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Fred, you remember.
Yeah, well, happy anniversary, Johnny and Bobby. 47 years today.
Yeah, that's quite amazing. We never even thought we'd
kind of unusual to me on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, that's, we set it up to have kind of a party. We didn't have like a bachelorette or bachelor party. We had a big party with everybody at St. Thomas.
The Friday before.
The Friday before.
Okay.
Then you need Saturday off. And it was Memorial Day, so Monday we had off. So people could come. It was a well-engineered plan.
Very good. I would think so.
And so Sunday afternoon.
From a great engineer.
Well, it was...
so we didn't have a big reception after, we just had...
Just kind of snacks.
And there was a lot of
open
people
house
there.
style.
And Mrs. A had the choir singing.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Polly Anderson.
You had a lot of Illinois football players standing up for you.
Yeah.
And Mac McCracken, a great linebacker, was trying to get me to drop the ring when I handed it to you.
Of course he was.
He was I mean, during the ceremony, Mac was going ping, ping. Anyway, it was at the Methodist Church in Monticello, Illinois.
Yes.
And there was a lot of buzz because a young politician who was the state representative, Tim Johnson, came.
Yeah. Ooh.
And so that was a big deal.
Some dignitaries.
Tim Johnson came and shook your hand, and Bobby's.
Well, I was working for him to get elected to state rep here in Philo.
You carried Philo for him. I recall.
No, I didn't.
That's great.
I think you did. All right, we're going
he did very well here.
Yes, he did. Our weather this morning now, our meteorologist, Greg Soya. You like this weather? You're going to keep liking it.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. One more typical late summer day's worth of warmth. A few showers will be appreciated, hopefully settling the dust in some spots later this afternoon and through early on tonight. Then markedly cooler air shapes up across the area tomorrow and through Friday and early on into the weekend. A slow moderation of temperatures beginning mid-next week. Up to 81 today, though temperatures may slide a bit later in the afternoon with increasing cloudiness, a few showers, and isolated thunderstorm around this afternoon and through this evening. Overnight lows a bit cooler, down near 50. West-northwest wind will stay on the light side tomorrow, partly cloudy, cooler, and a high around 70. Fair and 51 tomorrow night, partly sunny, maybe a couple sprinkles in the afternoon on Friday. High temperature around 71. 73 on Saturday, 74 Sunday, 75 Monday. Nights down into the 40s. Will moderate through the middle and upper 70s next Tuesday, Wednesday, up near 80 next Thursday and Friday. Largely dry weather ahead for much of next week as well. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Well, it's our buddy Steve Suderman. He's at Good Vibes, which is Round Barn, Champaign-Urbana. In Champaign, you can buy the 98-inch television. Man, I thought the thing was $10,000. It isn't. It's 98-inch and you hang it on the wall. Steve, what? It's crazy.
Well, and to that score, we have one on display, and now we have the replacement model that we just landed. So I got a deal on the demo that's even better than what I can publish. So just if anybody wants that thing, I thought I had it sold to somebody, but he was a little squishy. So anyway, there'll be one that's less than $4,000. So first of all, I read where Illinois was one of 5 overrated teams. That's talking football. I didn't read the rest of the article after that. We'll see what happens at Duke. But the spread on the Western game was 45 points, and they beat that. And it was the widest spread of any football game on week 1. So we'll be teaming up with Kanena Otaluga with some kind of corny radio spots, and I'm looking forward to that. I got a couple of them written, and
awesome.
He's got to proofread them, make sure he can say those things. Second, Good Vibes is a 5-peat on winning the first place in the People's Choice Award.
Good job.
In the category of home entertainment, that category was introduced 5 years ago. So we've taken first place 5 years in a row. I am proud of that. I'm thankful for our great staff that made that possible, and I am grateful to customers who troubled to vote for us, so thanks for that. But, it's kind of a big thing. You get to put that in your ads and put it on your website and all that.
Yep.
And lastly, this was Labor Day week. Goes without saying, but there's sales going on. Most of them go through this weekend, and that is the last promotional period before we get to Black Friday. That'll be the next round of any kind of sales going on. So it's going to be kind of a desert on deals going, but there's a lot of them that are available right now. There's a bunch of tariff-driven price increases that have already gone into place, but they're backing down because there's inventory in the country that beat that. And we landed as much as we could afford to anyway. So a great weekend to pick up on some deals, especially on audio, because that's what's most affected by the increase of the TVs. Thankfully, are going to be pretty stable. We hope going into the Christmas quarter. So,
and the 98-inch television would be just, I don't know how to describe how big that is. That's just a movie theater. It's a movie theater, really.
It's pretty dominant on a wall. You need a good sized room, and you need to be 15 feet or so away from it, or you can't take it all in with your eyes.
But you guys are so good at installing everything. You bring the boys; they know how to do it. Hide the wires. I mean, that's a key part of it. You go to a big box store. Good luck putting a 98-incher in the back of your pickup. Good luck. Ugh. That's too much.
It won't fit in a short bed. I can tell you with authority.
Hey, Steve, this is Brother Johnny. I have a question.
Hey, Johnny.
There's probably no real average size TV room, but there is. And if you like a big screen, what's a good big screen for the average? Not crazy where you're just too close, but the biggest you'd probably recommend without even really knowing any detail.
I'll tell you what I bought for myself. Because I do sit about 15 feet away in my living room, and I got the Sony 77A95. That's a 77-inch OLED TV.
Oh boy!
LG makes them, Samsung makes them, Sony makes them. It's an easy size. Stevie, you've got a 75 that if you still have that same TV from way back when. It's 2 inches bigger than that, but a smaller frame. And we sell a lot of 85s and 6s and a handful of those 100-inchers.
I got 10 seconds. How can I find you, my friend? Sorry to cut you off.
At gbibes.com on the web. We're easy to find there. You can come visit us at 2010 Round Bar next to the driver's license place, where they just striped all the parking spaces out nice and yellow. And call me up at 351-0909.
You the man, and keep it going. Congratulations on your 5P. That's Steve Suderman at Good Vibes on ESPN, WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, 8 o'clock.
It's a deadly serious mission. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says about combating drug trafficking in the Caribbean near Venezuela the day after a U.S. military strike on a boat that killed 11 gang members.
It won't stop with just this strike. Anyone else trafficking in those waters who we know is a designated narco-terrorist will face the same fate.
Secretary Hegseth also just told Fox more National Guard troops will be ready to be deployed to other cities, like the crackdown in Washington, D.C., defending the one back in June. Also, that a federal judge yesterday ruled was illegal in Los Angeles.
That already has been appealed in California because it's an incorrect decision. Ultimately, the president had every authority. The National Guard was working completely within those confines, supporting law enforcement, protecting federal buildings and federal agents.
They were deployed amid destructive protests in L.A. over illegal immigration raids. In another case, a federal appeals court ruled that the president cannot invoke the Alien Enemies Act from the 18th century to fast-track deportations of people here illegally, like he did in March when he sent alleged gang members to El Salvador. Back to the National Guard. President Trump says troops will go into Chicago, though he didn't say when, claiming crime's out of control there, and he'll solve it like in the nation's capital.
Washington, D.C. is a safe zone right now.
But Democratic Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says the troops aren't wanted or needed in Chicago and warns
unidentifiable agents in unmarked vehicles with masks are planning to raid Latino communities and say they're targeting violent criminals.
The House has released more than 30,000 pages of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking case files.
This comes as victims of Jeffrey Epstein met with lawmakers behind closed doors, where members of Congress like Republican Anna Paulina Luna say serious allegations were made.
There's some very rich and powerful people that need to go to jail.
That was Fox's Ryan Schmelz reporting from the Capitol. A bill to compel the release of more Epstein files is being pushed by a bipartisan group of lawmakers. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
A massive display of military might in China. Troops and tanks and missiles, marking 80 years since the end of World War II.
It was invitation only. The Chinese national anthem blared in central Beijing, where barriers prevented the public from getting a good view of the parade. On the guest list, Russia's President Vladimir Putin and North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un. The two united with China's leader Xi Jinping and stood together publicly for the first time. Putin and Kim then met for bilateral talks. The Kremlin said the pair traveled from a formal reception to the negotiations in the same car. North Korea sent around 15,000 troops last year to Russia to help fight the war it started in Ukraine. That from South Korean assessments. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Russia launched another onslaught of missiles and drones into Ukraine overnight, more than 500 of them. Ukraine says most were shot down, but those that got through targeted civilian infrastructure like power plants. President Trump again yesterday warned of consequences for Russia if Putin doesn't agree to hold peace talks to end the war with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky.
We're going to see what they do and what happens. I'm watching it very closely. Last week, they lost 7,000 between the two countries, 7,313 soldiers, to be somewhat exact.
A new hurricane has formed in the Pacific.
Hurricane Lorena is off the west coast of Mexico's Baja California peninsula, expected to get stronger over the next day. There's a tropical storm warning in effect and up to 15 inches of rain in the forecast in some places, with a risk of flash flooding and mudslides, especially in higher terrain. There could be some heavy rain from the storm across parts of the U.S. Southwest Thursday night into the weekend. Hurricane Kiko, meantime, is still out there over open water in the Pacific, getting stronger, moving in the general direction of Hawaii. Effects there next week are expected to be minimal at this point. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, a mixed bag. Dow futures are down. NASDAQ futures are rising. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Average gas prices in Illinois have increased by 0.6 cents per gallon over the past week, now averaging $3.49 according to Gas Buddy survey. Prices are 5 cents per gallon higher than a month ago, but remain nearly 13 cents per gallon lower than this time last year. Well, Governor Pritzker addressing reports of federal deployments to Chicago this week. While appearing on CBS Face the Nation, he called the possible deployment an invasion and an attack on the American people. A man accused of attacking Amtrak employees at the train station in Champaign. Police say it happened Monday night after the suspect boarded the train. He was arrested for battery before the train even left the station. Part of Interstate 74 will be closed from Piatt County to Champaign County. That'll start tomorrow for pavement patching. IDOT announced that the single-lane closures in both directions will go from Piatt County line to Duncan Road in Champaign County. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
I think Governor Pritzker totally lost me during COVID when everybody was shut in, shut down, got to stay, and his wife took the private jet down to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said to the reporter, "That's despicable, asking me about my family."
Yes.
Wait a minute, we're supposed to be in our house.
Well, I got to tell you,
it's just
I've flown around in a private jet quite a bit, so I'm not going to really get bent out of shape unless the only taxpayers are paying for it. If he's paying for it,
no, but it's still COVID, and you're not. As an example, the first family, you're telling me to do this, and you're letting your wife go to the compound, the horse compound.
I'm not defending him, but if you want to, I'll tell you where I lost him. Hydroxychloroquine is listed on the list of medications and supplements and drugs ahead of aspirin as far as safety.
Yeah.
He outlawed it.
Yeah.
And it was apparently or allegedly saving people. Let him try it. It's not going to hurt him. Oh, no, it wasn't made for that. Wasn't made. And it's like, what are you talking about? So what if people died because they couldn't get it? That's where I lost him. There was no basis for that whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, 8:07. Greg Soye says 90 for our football game in Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty hot out there, man.
Wow, I'll tell you what. But Greg, we could use a little water, and we were supposed to get some maybe today. What's it look like? Any chance? Anything at all?
Not till, maybe later this afternoon and, maybe enough to barely settle the dust or wreck the wash of the pickup or the car today. That's about the extent of it.
Yeah, I love the temperatures, but understanding the farmers need a little moisture out there for sure.
Yeah, we've had a great year, but then it kind of finishing up a little dry. So they'll be out there in the field.
That's kind of what's to be expected going forward here from our longer range stuff. We're not going to get much in the way of any rain that delays harvest. So it's a little double-edged sword. Want to get moisture before we get the snow and the ice and the ground's firm up, but you got to get harvest harvest complete too, so we're going to deal with that. But probably this is just the vanguard to maybe a dry, a little more drought-ridden autumn season here in East Central Illinois.
Well, that means an earlier harvest, so they'll be out there probably next week.
They'll knock it down. They'll knock it out.
I think around Arthur or just south of there, I heard reports of some corn harvest going on over the weekend.
Wow. Our weather brought to you this morning by Kurt Lenschout, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. Meteorologist Greg Solier with the latest.
And those aforementioned showers, kind of garden variety, but they're up through areas of southern Wisconsin, back in eastern Iowa. A couple of spotty showers around the Chicagoland area. Probably won't be in here till late this morning to the north and northwest and in here this afternoon. And behind it, kind of a fall-like weather pattern. They'll take us into at least the middle to late parts of next week. Temperatures will recover. No frost or freeze around here. Well, that was getting beat up on social media, that the talk of it last week, which was never expected, at least from this weather office here. Rain is perhaps back in the forecast, but it's iffy, and it's not till the following week. So we've got another 10-day to 2-week window before something gets going in the moisture department outside and away from this stuff that comes through this afternoon. Temperatures are between about 58 and 64 degrees out there currently, up to 81 this afternoon. Increasing clouds, a couple of showers and thunderstorms get going later morning northwest and across the area this afternoon through early tonight. We'll bottom out tonight near 50. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, much cooler. The high around 70 with a northwest wind. 51 tomorrow night. Might sprinkle here in the afternoon on Friday, partly sunny, cool, and a high around 71. Again, at Raleigh-Durham for the ball game Saturday kickoff, probably about 85. Later in the ball game there, they'll be up north of 90. Here for the weekend, though, it's 73 Saturday, mid-70s Sunday and Monday, mid to upper 70s next Tuesday, and Wednesday, all dry weather with sunshine, too. For CBJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much. It's Greg Solier, our meteorologist. Love having him on. He's so darn good. 8:10. Apparently, Tim Wall said something like Donald Trump will wake up dead or something regarding his death.
No, he said something about implied, we thought we had news because no one had heard of Trump.
Yeah.
We thought there would be news. And then he said something like, but we'll get news. Someday we'll get news.
Yeah.
He was trying to be funny, and he's an ass.
Yeah,
I've never seen anybody like. That's all I can say about him. I don't hate him.
Did you guys hear over the Labor Day holiday that Trump was dead? Because I heard at least
didn't
3
hear
times.
it, but I did notice he was out of the news. Good grief, give him like 24
he had
hours.
3 days he's kind of quiet. And then you've seen his hand a little swollen and bruised, and White House has addressed it.
I don't know how he can
I don't
keep
know
going.
how,
I don't know. And neither can anyone. I talked to Steve Scalise, and I said, how do you keep up with him? He says, John, he doesn't need any sleep, so he doesn't think any of us do either.
No, it's a remarkable his pace. It is unreal. Okay, ESPN 93.5 into hour number 2. Brad Underwood was at the Illinois football game. So were the 2004 and 5 Illinois basketball team members: Dee Brown, Darren Williams, James Augustine,
Luther
Head, Bruce Weber.
Yes.
Brad Underwood was asked by Jeremy Warner, "What's it like, man?"
Wow. Greatness is back, and I think it's one of those things that we get to start the celebration of football season, all of the expectations around this football team, and to do that with arguably one of the greatest teams and times in Illinois basketball history. And I think it speaks volumes to all these guys coming back, being here, their love for this place, their time spent here. There's nothing better than being I call them a forever teammate. And, the relationships that all these guys have with each other, they stay friends. And really special.
Yeah. Well, right. That's got to be regarded. The Flying Illini, obviously one of the great ones. And that 04-05 team, Bruce, I remember one time he told me, he said, yeah, and Darren Williams liked me for some reason because as it all came together. But, it was Bill Self who accumulated the guys, and Bruce Weber came and did an incredible job bringing all the way to the title game against North Carolina. But the word from what I understand from a pretty good source, that Bill and Cindy were sitting there in Lawrence, Kansas, watching Illinois play Wake Forest. Do you remember when Wake Forest was number 1? We were number 5 in December.
We creamed them.
Pounded them. And apparently at halftime, Bill looked at Cindy and said, "Now, we left Illinois because of why again?" He loved that team.
Well, I'm not sure he would have done the motion offense. He always liked to go in out, but Bruce Weber brought that kind of.
Remember John Wooden watched them play Gonzaga, and we were doing that whole 5 passes with the guys wide open on the 5th pass and just drill the 3. And he just loved how Illinois played.
Yeah, we had a good basketball team and should have won the national championship and certainly could have. But it was particularly fun for me. Matthew roomed with the Tuscola boys, including Matt McCumber.
And Matt was a manager, wasn't he?
Yeah, and so he knew those guys. In fact, the Reverend, that would be Powell,
Roger Powell,
took him and Luther to church because Luther has, neither one of them attended a lot, but they said, yeah, we'll go with you. And he has a good story about that.
That's awesome.
Luther and Matthew weren't as comfortable as the Reverend, and then he knew Og real well. James
Augustine. Well, and I was actually in the office of the battle. I was inside that whole thing back then, and I was in Bruce's office when D. Brown and Luther Head came in, and that was when Luther got in trouble. He had done something that boys hadn't slept. You could see it. D lay down on the couch to take a nap while Luther went in to talk to Bruce by himself. Now, again, they worked it out, but had that gone south, without Luther Head, I don't think we'd do that.
No way. It was just that combination, really 5 main players with some pretty good contributors off the bench.
And Jack Ingram was a big player, came off the bench, and he tipped that ball that D got that threw to Darren to tie the game against Arizona.
I guarantee you no one beats that team in a basketball arena. We lost at Jones Arena football stadium. And they were still playing them in the big kind of off centers in the big football stadium. That's the way they played, but it took about 15 points off the 3-point percentage for the average. So if you're a 40% shooter, which we were, we shot 25%. Well, we were 9 for 40. And it's that depth perception adjustment. And they've sent it up the court. They still play in the big arenas, but they go there earlier and they range it in a little more. But we were, I think, bitten by that. That's my excuse. Even with the refs, if we play that in where the Pacers play in Indianapolis, great stadium for basketball. We win.
Well, that was fun.
2005, 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Wow. We were 29-0, went to Ohio State. That was an amazing run. We were 37-2. And anyway, and then the block and the charge, and James had to sit. I mean, that was rough because that threw off a whole game. But we still had the ball. Tie game with Luther at a wide open three.
From the side.
Yeah.
And he was so mad he missed those shots. He just didn't.
Good looks.
But you're talking about from the side in a stadium all season. We're playing in basketball.
Yeah.
I remember when Sarah Gordo, big deal, there's a guy named
1972, Martin Mull. Jack Blickensderfer was the coach.
Well, they came in.
Homer Pluff.
And they're playing.
Pluff.
Now, Saragota played in gyms like Pasotum and Philo.
Yeah, right.
They go to the Seminole Hill. They couldn't hit the rim.
Yeah.
Because it's like, whoa.
Right, all the dimensions are different.
Yeah, it's all the depth
I think Sarah Gordo, I
perception.
think I had Jack Blickensderfer on the air years ago, and they lost to Lawrenceville, and it was overtime or double overtime, and it was Homer Flume, Martin Mull. I remember that team because 1972.
That is amazing. You remember that.
I just remember.
I did remember Martin Mull, but they lost that game in the
Mark Mull.
But the first half they were just kind of ranging it in. It was hard.
No.
They had to go inside, but it makes a difference.
Love those tournaments, and they're back in Champaign, which we love.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they're back here.
It didn't work. I'm telling you.
It's
we
here
need
now.
It here. Come on.
We got a minute for sports, Diane.
All right. Well, we had St. Louis beating Oakland, and that's a 6:45 start here on ESPN 93.5. We have the Cubs in Atlanta, and that series will continue over on US 105.9. Cubs beat the Braves 4-3 yesterday. Chicago White Sox over Minnesota 12-3. We are number 11 in the AP poll. Yes.
All right.
Go Illini.
All right. Well, hey, Steve, Martin Mull, I think, was in.
He's a movie.
In Mr. Mom with.
Mr. Mom. Mark
the boss. He was
right. Hey, college is closer than you think.
Martin Mull, yeah.
Whether you're sending your child to college next year or in 18 years, you can celebrate National College Savings Month to remind you to get her done. You can talk to Busey Wealth Management. Their experienced advisors will explain your savings options. Save early and often. Open a college savings account. Take a look at that 529 savings account. It is for schools in Illinois, but you can save. and make the saving automatic. Increase the amount as you save each year. And what happens if you have too much? Good for you. But just have enough, because it is and can be very expensive depending. Invest in your child's future today. You can call the folks at Busey. They'll be happy to get you in there and talk to you, no obligation, free. For a savings strategy for your family, you can go to Busey.com. You can stop by one of their many convenient locations. They'll be happy to guide you and say, yeah, we'll get you all set up. And you can talk about how to do this, how we're going to afford this, all kinds of ways. Investment products and services not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. All from your friends from Busey for 157 plus years. Member FDIC. And again, we check your weather this morning with meteorologist Greg Soyer. Call Watts Copy Systems. They offer cost-efficient solutions for your busy office. If you want a free evaluation, call them today at 217-352-0428 for Watts Copy Systems.
Wow.
Good to get Brad's wow on this weather.
Before weather.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. One more typical late summer day's worth of warmth. A few showers will be appreciated. Hopefully settling the dust in some spots later this afternoon and through early on tonight. Then markedly cooler air shapes up across the area tomorrow and through Friday and early on into the weekend. A slow moderation of temperatures beginning mid next week. Up to 81 today, though temperatures may slide a bit later in the afternoon with increasing cloudiness. A few showers, an isolated thunderstorm around this afternoon and through this evening. Overnight lows a bit cooler, down near 50. West-northwest wind will stay on the light side. Tomorrow partly cloudy, cooler, and a high around 70. Fair and 51 tomorrow night, partly sunny, maybe a couple sprinkles in the afternoon on Friday. High temperature up around 71. 73 on Saturday, 74 Sunday, 75 Monday. Nights down into the 40s. Will moderate through the middle and upper 70s next Tuesday, Wednesday. Up near 80 next Thursday and Friday.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The NASDAQ is getting a boost from Alphabet shares. A federal judge ruled that it won't be forced to sell its Google Chrome web browser, and Google can continue to pay Apple to make Google the default search provider on its devices. Apple shares are also higher. Shoppers are heading to Dollar Tree for essentials. Its earnings and revenue topped expectations in the summer quarter, and sales jumped, though it's being cautious about the fall and the stock is lower. Macy's shares are up 12%. Its sales at existing stores finally moved higher after slumping for 3 years. Macy's raised expectations for the year. The Labor Department releases the job openings and labor turnover survey today. How many jobs were open on the last business day of July? That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News Alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. Listen and follow the Fox News Hourly Update at foxnewspodcasts.com or ask your smart speaker to play Fox News.
Cold nights, hot fire, safe chimney. You need Grizzly's Chimney Service. Since 2008, they've handled it all. Fireplace and stove work, tuck pointing, inspections, dryer vents, and more. With certified chimney sweeps, a no-mess guarantee, and they're fully insured. Keep your home fires burning safely. Call the experts at Grizzly's Chimney Service today. And visit grizzlysweep.com. That's grizzlysweep.com.
Trinity Home Medical in Central Illinois has you covered. For 22 years, they've been your trusted source for medical support. Now they're excited to offer continuous glucose monitors. No more finger sticks. Get real-time glucose readings to avoid dangerous spikes and crashes. Most insulin-dependent diabetics qualify through insurance, and they handle everything: insurance processing, delivery, education, and support. Call Trinity Home Medical today at 877-663-0202 or visit trinityhme.com.
Team, it's back to school time, but for us at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, class is always in session when it comes to taking care of our customers.
Yeah!
So what's the most important thing we've learned?
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, we guarantee the best deal.
Right, and you can't have the best deal without what, Jeff?
The best service.
You got it, and to have the best service, you have to have what? Sean, in the back.
A service department.
Yes. Guys, if you sell appliances, you have to fix appliances. Appliances. We take care of our customers after the sale with top-rated service technicians. That's what our customers get at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Top-rated service after the sale. Okay, you have your hand up. You don't work here, sir, but you do look familiar.
I work in sales at the appliance store down the street. We don't have service, and I was wondering if you were hiring.
Nasal voice guy, you're in. Come on down.
Wow! Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
All right, I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey, and we're going to talk to Claire Clark, who's in Indianapolis. Claire, how are you?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
Visit Indy.com. The Colts actually, we're playing NFL now, man. This is unbelievable.
Here we go.
Wow.
Yes, the Colts will have their season opener this Sunday, 1 o'clock against the Dolphins, and then back-to-back home games next Sunday. It'll be a 4:05 p.m. game against the Broncos. So football is back in the Circle City, and we're here to cheer on our men in blue this season.
How does that look on the tailgating or just visiting all the local establishments right before the game, Claire?
Well, there's so much to do. Some of my favorites are, of course, the Slippery Noodle, just about a block away. They have an amazing pregame tailgate every Sunday for a home game. And then just another block away from the stadium is called The Hangar, and they do all-you-can-eat, $30. That includes 2 free drinks, unlimited food, and they'll even give you rides on a handle, like pedal bar, all the way to the stadium before kickoff.
I'm going to the Hangar.
Wow.
Sold.
Yeah.
Well, that's his brother Johnny Claire, and I'm a Saints fan, but we've played Indianapolis, including the Super Bowl, and we went to Indy to a game. The nicest fans in the league. I don't know if that helps you or hurts you. Oh. Nicest fans in the league. Even down at the Super Bowl. Oh, I love the Saints too. And then after we went again, Indianapolis were coming. Nice game, Pat. They weren't happy, but they're really good sports, Pat. Yeah, it's amazing.
Indiana, the whole darn state's a good state. Yep. It really, really has it going on. And Indianapolis is about as friendly of airport I've ever been to.
Best airport in the country. And another thing, Claire, I'm going to not keep talking, but I'm just going to ask you, since you're visit Indy at 10:30, I'm headed to Indy on my anniversary. So tell me what to do.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, this weekend there's a lot going on. Of course, we have the Colts game. The Indianapolis Indians are also going to be active at Victory Field, but we have a special appearance on Friday with the Tri-City Chili Peppers. It's going to be a cosmic baseball takeover game at Victory Field with black grade stadium lights, so glow-in-the-dark uniforms. But if you're coming for a special event, you got to go to Harry and Izzy's or St. Elmo's and get an amazing meal.
St. Elmo's, I know. We've been there. And Harry and Izzy, I think I've been to both of those.
Yeah, that's my brother Johnny. He's in town, and it's 47th wedding anniversary, so you got stuff in Indianapolis.
And believe it or not, I know we're in September, but Oktoberfest is knocking at our door for Indy, right, Claire?
Yes, of course. All of the fall festivals and events are right around the corner. We'll have the Headless Horseman Festival at Conner Prairie kick off in early October. That, of course, is a family favorite. The Oktoberfest will be underway at our German establishment, the Athenaeum, which is an amazing beer festival. We'll have Halloween events that'll just be around the corner as well. And so as the fall season kicks up, there's no better time to visit Indy. We got the Colts playing. We have our amazing trails and bike paths that you can enjoy. And, of course, great food and breweries.
And since Johnny's from New Orleans, I know he's a big music fan. There's the Indy Jazz Fest coming up starting September 9th.
Wow.
Yes, the Jazz Fest is great. And, of course, we have so many small establishments that have great live music. The Chatterbox on Mass Ave, or the Jazz Kitchen in Broad Ripple. And so we're also a great destination for live music. That's right, Diane.
Awesome stuff. Claire Clark, we appreciate talking to you about Indianapolis. Great town. Indianapolis Indians, part of the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. That's also fun. And as you mentioned, anyway, we'll root for your Colts. Good luck on that. And thanks for being on again. Visit Indy.com is the best way to go.
Yes, of course, and good luck to the Saints this season as well.
Well, we need it. Thank you.
They're ranked 32nd out of 32.
We will not be
now.
Disappointed.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Claire Clark. We appreciate it. ESPN 93.5 coming up on 828. And we will check our news, weather, and sports all coming in the next half hour on this Wednesday.
Stevie, I'm checking out. I got to go to Indy.
All right.
Okay, have a happy anniversary.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Johnny. All right, news next.
Kick off football season like a pro with the world's largest sportsbook at your fingertips. Circus Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees ever. Other books may charge you just to get on the field, but with Circus Sports, every play is yours to call. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Freedom Roofing, they stand for quality, integrity, and the American way. Locally owned and built on trust, they take pride in protecting what matters most, your home. Their expert team delivers top-notch craftsmanship with unbeatable customer service because you deserve nothing less. When storms hit or roofs age, call the name that stands for strength. Freedom Roofing, proudly serving our community because your roof should be as strong as the country we call home. Freedom Roofing, built on trust, powered by integrity. Visit freedomchampaign.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square is huge on Saturday mornings from 7 a.m. to noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine. For 6 weeks, we now welcome Urbana's Night Market at the Square from 6 to 9 on Thursday evenings. A vibrant, unique evening experience with food trucks, live music and painting, art and maker vendors. Bring your chairs and blankets and have some fun at Urbana's Night Market at the Square Thursday evenings from 6 to 9.
You know, with like Lands Inc., we specialize in, we've got an amazing HVAC department that takes care of your furnace, you know, your heat system, air conditioning, they do that.
Yeah.
And for us in Underground, we take care of all your pipes that come into your home, leave your home, and work around your home to keep it dry, you know, your drainage system, sump pumps, things like that. And exactly what you said, if you don't know, you know, a couple decades ago, it was more like, oh, something broke, go fix it, repair it, no big deal. Well, now with the technology, we have cameras, like you said, that we can come in on these orange comfort clubs, and we can camera your sewer lines underneath your house and check them out just to make sure they're fine. If there's something wrong with it, we can show you right then. You know, truth is in seeing it.
Yeah.
We show it to you, and then you can plan as a homeowner for making those repairs or dealing with that issue later on. If it's an immediate need, at least you're not caught off surprise.
That sewer camera inspection with a proper clean out. I was just learning more at landsinc.com.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. President Trump insists his job is to protect the country on two fronts today, with video showing a drug-laden speedboat out of Venezuela exploding in a U.S. missile strike in the Caribbean. With 11 Tren de Aragua crew dead, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth tells Fox.
We knew exactly who was in that boat, we knew exactly what they were doing, and we knew exactly who they represented. And that was Tren de Aragua, a narco-terrorist organization designated by the United States trying to poison our country with illicit drugs.
Warning any narco-terrorist can expect the same fate. The president vowing we're going into Chicago. The only question is when for National Guard troops. After a weekend, crime stats even worse than last year left 50 shot and 8 dead. Progressive Mayor Brandon Johnson.
We do not want or need military occupation in our city.
It's promising enhanced enforcement. America's listening to Fox News.
Back to school means back to Jets. Right now, get a build your own large 2-topping pizza for just $14.99 with code JETS101. Choose your crust, Detroit style, hand tossed, or thin, and make it yours with bold flavors like turbo, butter, garlic, or Cajun. Perfect for feeding hungry kindergartners all the way to worn out grad students. For a limited time, get your large 2-topping pizza for $14.99 now at jetspizza.com with code JETS101. It's not just pizza, it's Jets Pizza.
Here's a look at local news. Well, Governor Pritzker addressing reports of federal deployments to Chicago this week. While appearing on CBS Face the Nation, he called the possible deployment an invasion and an attack on the American people. A man accused of attacking Amtrak employees at the train station in Champaign, place it happened Monday night after the suspect boarded the train. He was arrested for battery before the train even left the station. Part of Interstate 74 will be closed from Piatt County to Champaign County. That'll start tomorrow for pavement patching. IDOT announced that the single-lane closures in both directions will go from Piatt County line to Duncan Road in Champaign County. Average gas prices in Illinois have increased by 0.6 cents per gallon over the past week, now averaging $3.49 according to Gas Buddy survey. Prices are 5 cents per gallon higher than a month ago, but remain nearly 13 cents per gallon lower than this time last year. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Hi, this is Pam Moore with Philo Exchange Bank. Whether you want to do your banking online or you prefer face-to-face interaction with our friendly staff, Philo Exchange Bank delivers banking that helps you reach your personal or business goals. To us, you're not just another face, you're a part of our family. Visit us at any one of our locations in Philo, St. Joseph, Allerton, or Broadlands, and we'll be here to help.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC.
All right, check your weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier brought to you by Grizzly's Chimney Service. Are you really ready for the winter? They've been providing excellent services since 2008. Chimney cleaning, chimney restoration, stove installations, tuck pointing. You go to grizzliesweep.com, Grizzlys, grizzliesweep.com, and you get all your information, and then be ready to turn on that fireplace when it gets nice and cold.
Again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. One more typical late summer day's worth of warmth. A bit of rain will come through parts of the area, too, on a cold front. And temperature reading expected to take on an early fall-like level for the day tomorrow and going forward into the Friday and weekend time frame, with largely a drier weather pattern shaping up as well once again. For the day today, increasing cloudiness, a shower thunderstorm in spots late morning, more so this afternoon. Highs up to 81. Light south-southwesterly breeze will be on the increase for the midday. For tonight, a few showers before midnight, an evening thunderstorm chance, low down to about 50. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, much cooler. The high around 70 with a northwest wind. Fair tomorrow night and 51. Partly sunny, cool with a few sprinkles later in the afternoon on Friday. Highs up to about 71. We'll be down into the 40s at night for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning. Daytime highs of 73 on Saturday, mid-70s Sunday and Monday, mid to upper 70s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Cold nights, hot fire, safe chimney. You need Grizzly's Chimney Service. Since 2008, they've handled it all. Fireplace and stove work, tuck pointing, inspections, dryer vents, and more. With certified chimney sweeps, a no-mess guarantee, and they're fully insured. Keep your home fires burning safely. Call the experts at Grizzly's Chimney Service today and visit grizzlysweep.com. That's grizzlysweep.com. The Champaign Parks Foundation, with support from GHR Engineers, Christie Clinic Illinois Race Weekend, and Lynn Ryle, invites you to join them for their third annual Ties and Tinnies Gala on Thursday, September 4th at the iHotel. This year's event is headlined by Fighting Illini women's basketball coach Shauna Green. Attendees can also expect drinks, a plated dinner, a silent auction, and more. Help the Champaign Parks Foundation reach its fundraising goal of $125,000. Get more details now at champaignparks.org.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
We're talking to John Reichert and Neil Asklin. I guess the first question for me, John, is what is it like being part of A&R, knowing how this all started? It was your grandfather, then your dad, and now you, and 100 years in business is hard. How do you explain that?
Well, it's incredible, honestly. When I was a boy, obviously my father was running the company. It's always been, part of my life, but I knew that we had good people, at that time that worked for the company. I think with God's help and protection that we survived and frankly thrived.
I think the thrive is the key word here. Neil Asklin, I guess, let me ask you about your dad, Ken Asklin, who partnered with Dave, and they got it going in the 50s and kept it going, and you being part of the company.
I've been around since I was a young teenager, so something that I've grown to love, and the camaraderie and getting things done. And these huge projects that we're doing now just amazes me.
A&R Mechanical, a thriving leader 100 years later. All right, 8:38 in Champaign-Urbana. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey. It is the 3rd of September. Illinois plays at Durham, North Carolina. It's an 11 o'clock kickoff. It's going to be 80s and maybe touching 90s by the end of the game. So warm, and our guys haven't had that in a while. We are 3.5-point favorites against a very good $8 million quarterback. Darian Mensah is his name, and yeah, they think he's a Sunday player. Thinks he's an NFL guy.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. And of course, a week from Saturday, it's a 6 o'clock kick, Western Michigan, and it's a sellout. Can you imagine how fun the tailgating is going to be on that Saturday?
Do we know the time?
6 o'clock at night.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I've heard.
Okay.
And you know what? I wish I could go to a concert that I would like an Amy Grant or something.
One unmistakable voice, one night only, an evening with Amy Grant, live in concert. Multiple Grammy and Dove Award winner, Amy Grant, live in concert. A night that will get your feet moving and your heart beating. Amy Grant, live in concert, September 22nd at the Virginia Theater in Champaign, Illinois. Tickets are on sale now at amygrant.com. Grab your friends and make plans now for the night you'll be talking about all year.
Stevie J Broadcasting and Parlor Donuts want to send you to see the number 12th ranked Fighting Illini football team's home opener. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 and you could be on your way August 29th against Western Illinois. Stop by Parlor Donuts in the Old Farm Shops on Kirby and Madison Champaign before the game to try their layered donuts, cold brews, blended treats, and more. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 to win Illini football tickets with Parlor Donuts and Stevie J Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Hi, Randy Graham here with Curtis Orchard. Our delicious donuts are back because we are open for the season. Wait till you see our expanded Land of Oz activities with more mazes, a basketball shootout, new games, and a shade pavilion. We're redoing our barn, and now you can watch artist Jose Vasquez create a new Oz mural. Follow Facebook for dates and times. Of course, we still have all your favorites like peaches, apples, produce, fritters, and pies, cider slushies to beat the heat. Go to curtisorchard.com and like us on Facebook to find out more.
It's the Urbana Park District's second annual Central Illinois Bat Fest, happening Saturday, September 6th. Join them at the Anita Purvis Nature Center from 1 to 4:30 p.m. for a free, family-friendly afternoon all about one of nature's most fascinating creatures, bats. They have hands-on kid activities, live expert talks, exhibitor tables, and yes, food trucks to keep you fueled. Questions? Call 217-384-4062 or visit urbanaparks.org.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All right, ESPN 93.5. We jump to a little morning sports. The Illini went up one team, 11 instead of 12 in the country.
That's right. The highest since number 7 in 2009. So now we've got Duke at 11 o'clock. So it's noon for them, I guess, in Raleigh. Is that right?
It would be noon Eastern time, yes.
So, yeah. And again, number 11. Number 1 is Ohio State. Since they beat Texas, Texas bumped down to number 7. Number 2 is Penn State when it comes to other Big Ten teams. Oregon at number 6. We have Michigan at 15, Indiana at 23. Indiana comes our way. Actually, we go to Bloomington.
Yep.
And that's 3 games out. But our spotlight right now is let's just beat Duke.
If
right?
you can beat Duke, and it's going to be a sellout for Western Michigan. No matter what, there'll be a lot more electricity for 2-0. And days gone by, I'd look at Western Michigan, trap game.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're just better, and I think we'll play well because I think the coaching staff drills it into these kids' head. You can't take anybody lightly, and Western Michigan was very competitive at Minnesota. So you got to play well to win that. And then if you get 3-0 and go at Indiana, you could lose that game and nobody would be shocked.
Yeah.
It's a ranked team.
That's
right. It's a sellout. It's Indiana. They only lost twice last year, and the guy wins. Google him.
Yeah.
I mean, so be okay. I'm just saying that get past Duke. If you can do that, it'll be a quality win.
That's right. And actually, since there is interest in the Western Michigan game, since it's sold out, Lloyd had texted in Illini.
Yeah.
You could win some tickets from Parlor Donuts and Jets Pizza, so good luck with that. Go Illini.
Carpet Weaver's Labor Day sale is here with big savings, a huge selection, and everything you need to update your home. Choose Mohawk waterproof luxury vinyl floors or Mohawk Revwood, and the installation is half off. Buy Mohawk carpet and the installation is free. Plus, get up to $1,000 rebate on Mohawk carpets and floors, and get instant rebates on all furniture and rugs, all with special 2 years free financing. Don't miss the Labor Day sale.
Check out the Urbana Market at the Square, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine through October 30th. Get tasty sweet corn, melons, peaches, produce, and squash. There's so many local farmers with vegetables fresh from their gardens. Unique soap vendors with lovely scents, plus flowers and honey. Enjoy Food Truck Row as you fuel up for a great Saturday morning in downtown Urbana. Saturdays from 7 a.m. to noon, rain or shine. For more details, visit urbanamarket.org.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group. Some of the things that sellers can do to increase the value of their home.
We get this on almost every listing appointment. Hey, Nate, what can we do to increase the value of our home? We want to sell in a couple weeks. Are there some simple things we can do around the house? Or there's some major things that we can do around the house to increase the value or get a return on our investment? And again, not every home is created the same, and not every situation is the same. So if we walk in there, there's definitely some items that we can do. Paint, floors, and hardware are the easy items where you get your biggest return out of every time. That's easy to say. But there's a lot of times where we'll get questions from sellers where they're asking us, should I update my bathroom? Where should I stop on my floors? Should I redo my roof? Should I do mechanicals? And I think a lot of that plays into the overall scope of your goals. We like to get into the house when it's really not even ready for the market. We can get in there and usually save that seller a lot of money and a lot of wasted time and energy by just offering some simple advice on how we would treat it if it was our own.
You can reach out at Nate Evans Group and start packing.
It's the Urbana Park District's second annual Central Illinois Bat Fest, happening Saturday, September 6th. Join them at the Anita Purvis Nature Center from 1 to 4:30 p.m. for a free, family-friendly afternoon all about one of nature's most fascinating creatures, bats. They have hands-on kid activities, live expert talks, exhibitor tables, and yes, food trucks to keep you fueled. Questions? Call 217-384-4062 or visit urbanaparks.org.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information, including repair quotes and online scheduling requests, available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Our weather this morning brought to you by Busey.
Cold nights, hot fire, safe chimney. You need Grizzly's Chimney Service. Since 2008, they've handled it all. Fireplace and stove work, tuck pointing, inspections, dryer vents, and more. With certified chimney sweeps, a no-mess guarantee, and they're fully insured. Keep your home fires burning safely. Call the experts at Grizzly's Chimney Service today. And visit grizzlysweep.com. That's grizzlysweep.com.
We check your weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Busey. For over 157 years, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. One more typical late summer day's worth of warmth. A bit of rain will come through parts of the area, too, on a cold front. And temperature reading expected to take on an early fall-like level for the day tomorrow and going forward into the Friday and weekend time frame, with largely a drier weather pattern shaping up as well once again. For the day today, increasing cloudiness, a shower thunderstorm in spots late morning, more so this afternoon. Highs up to 81. Light south-southwesterly breeze will be on the increase for the midday. For tonight, a few showers before midnight, an evening thunderstorm chance, low down to about 50. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, much cooler, high around 70 with a northwest wind. Fair tomorrow night and 51. Partly sunny, cool with a few sprinkles later in the afternoon on Friday. Highs up to about 71. We'll be down into the 40s at night for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning. Daytime highs of 73 on Saturday, mid-70s Sunday and Monday, mid to upper 70s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, so let's talk about it. What about Gail Frericks Trucking? How are you with drivers, et cetera? How's it going?
Hey, we're coming down to the time where we're going to get some grain going in the fields. Our regional over-the-road trucks are pretty well full, but what we do is have a couple of spots that we bring in some new people to start out hauling the grain out of the field. They're home every night, they make good money, and they work a lot over 6 or 7 weeks. That's all dictated by the weather, so if the weather's good on the weekend, we're going, and then those people just transition into a regional job when the grain's done.
Awesome. Need good people for that, for sure.
Yep, need 2 or 3 good people for that. We'll be starting here in probably 3 or 4 weeks.
How do you get that process started, Tim Onstadt?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com. They can call the office at 765-793-7131.
And you hit number 4 for that
hit
auto
number
attendant.
4 on the auto attendant, yeah.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
When feeling better can't wait, visit Christie Clinic Convenient Care. Convenient locations, hours to fit your schedule, and no appointment necessary. Plus, you don't have to be a Christie Clinic patient. Receive health care when and where you need it with Christie Clinic Convenient Care. Christie Clinic accepts Health Alliance and most other major insurance plans. Visit ChristieClinic.com to find the convenient care closest to you.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information, including repair quotes and online scheduling requests, available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. All right, be listening to The Drive this afternoon. The boys are doing a great job. It's Evan Stone and Curtis Allen. They have Jay Lehman on. That's podcastable. You can go to steviejay.com and hear yesterday's show.
That's
Jay's
right.
on in that 3 o'clock hour every Monday because of Labor Day. It was on Tuesday. But really good stuff.
And yesterday, visiting with Coach Shauna Green because she's the keynote speaker at Ties and Tennies at the iHotel on Thursday for Champaign Park District.
Yep, she'll be terrific as the women are making noise. All the suites for the home women's games are sold out in Illinois.
Right. Keep it coming.
Pretty exciting. There's no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we get ready to go. They leave for North Carolina. The football team does on Friday. And much anticipation because This is a good team. Duke's good.
That's right.
So we're like anticipating, what do I have? And we think we have a very good team. So
that's right.
We will find out, won't we? Because you go in and you lose at Duke and they're not ranked and you're supposed to win and all these other things that it's just part of the deal. But I think we have a very confident, optimistic looking football team. But I just hope we can get to 2-0 because it'll just build. The excitement will build. More fans will show up. It'll be as good of a tailgate as you've seen in a while in Champaign, particularly if we win. It'll be good either way, but it'll be special. One we haven't seen in probably a long time of how many people will show up for tailgate even if they can't get in. And ticket sales, I know they're sold out, but that's when scalpers show up and StubHub people and all that other stuff.
That's right.
And be careful. It's amazing I'm mentioning this, but be careful because they're counterfeit stuff. I can't believe we actually have to think about Illinois football counterfeit tickets. Be careful out there.
Crazy.
It's just so fun. So fun for the community. And we think we're pretty good. We'll see what happens. We'll get a real test.
The last weekend in September is the USC game, and it's homecoming. We'll be live at Pia's on September 25th, that Thursday going in, so you can plan when you get those tickets for free.
And USC is still traditionally really good.
By the way, Pia's is having Bears and Minnesota on September 8th for Monday Night Football and giving away a jersey. So keep in mind Pia's Sports Bar and Grill for all these great things coming up. In fact, Scouts America honoring Brad Underwood on September 15th at the State Farm Center. So Pia is a big supporter of that.
All right. Thank you, Diane Ducey.
Enjoy the day.
I am Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Meet tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.
Kick off football season like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circus Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees ever. Other books may charge you just to get on the field, but with Circus Sports, every play is yours to call. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. Trinity Home Medical in Central Illinois has you covered. For 22 years, they've been your trusted source for medical support. Now they're excited to offer continuous glucose monitors. No more finger sticks. Get real-time glucose readings to avoid dangerous spikes and crashes. Most insulin-dependent diabetics qualify through insurance, and they handle everything: insurance processing, delivery, education, and support. Call Trinity Home Medical today at 877-663-0202 or visit trinityhme.com. When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad. Built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation, so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's bergtanksinc.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Did you know downtown Champaign has a farmer's market of its own? It's on Tuesdays from 3 to 6 at the new Downtown Plaza. This family-friendly event has a kids' corner with games, puzzles, and free hair braiding. Live music and youth performances on the Plaza stage every week. Adults can take advantage of the Festival District during the market and sip and stroll on the Plaza with to-go and alcoholic beverages from adjoining businesses. Champaign Farmers Market, Tuesdays from 3 to 6, running through October 7th. Learn more at visitdowntownchampaign.com.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign.